What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for another video, and we thought we'll just give you some player ratings for the win against Chelsea in our final pre-season tour game out in Sydney, and also some general feelings about the players at the moment, how we're feeling about them during pre-season. But in general, we'll be talking about the game against Chelsea ahead of the rest of obviously the preseason. We got a few more games before we ramp up to the new season. Everyone's very excited. Hopefully more signings on the way. But let's get into some player ratings. First, we're going to talk about Anthony KINSKY. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. I'll give him a 9 out of 10 because he did get a touch on the goal, which was obviously conceded by Esteval late in that half. But some of those saves were absolutely world-class. The one from Esteval, which took a deflection and he got a one-hand fingertip onto the bar, reminiscent of his save against Sean Longstaff at the back end of last season. Absolutely incredible. He made some other one-on-one saves, bailing out some of our other players making mistakes, gifting Chelsea chances, especially when we were down to 10 men. Absolutely outstanding from Anthony KINSKY. Really silencing any sort of doubters going into next season, and he is making some world-class saves. And on top of that, his kicking was phenomenal. And on a plate, usually long distance, short distance, calm as you like, the guy is turning. It looks like he's turning into a really good goalkeeper. And obviously, want to see it over a long stretch of games, but the signs are really good. And this was another kind of more evidence of it. Absolutely brilliant from Anthony KINSKY. If you haven't seen it, go watch that save from Esteval. Needs to be seen. It is absolutely world class. Let's go move on to Archie Gray. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought he dealt with Gittins for most of the game, playing at right back. Deserving admitting after the game, he doesn't really like playing at right back too much. He wants to be playing back in the central midfield, but he always puts himself ahead of the team, and that is just Archie Gray in a nutshell, isn't it? Captain on the day as well, showing the increased responsibility we want to give him. I think I really liked kind of Archie Gray's performance. I thought he linked quite well with Manuel Solomon down the right-hand side. Obviously, most of this is going to be split into the kind of first half where we were level, second half when we were down to 10 men, it was quite different. But he played 90 minutes. He actually had a bit of an impact in the goal we scored right at the end of the game with helping out in the high press. But I think comfortable, assured, taking responsibility. Give him a solid 7 out of 10. Jan-Paul van Hecke, again, give him an 8. Really impressive on his first showing for Tottenham. Really impressive. Really liked what I saw from him. Strong, aggressive. Anytime there was a long ball coming towards him, he was gobbling it up easily. Confident on the ball, exactly what we want to see. I think his passing was incisive. It was progressive. I think he was getting Solanke into the game more than anyone else, Van Hecke, but obviously there's little passes to Tonali and Bergvall were really great. Didn't see too many switches of play to the likes of Tell or Solomon, which I'm sure are to come, but really strong showing, and I thought he really shut down João Pedro. So 8 out of 10. Same for Ben Davies, 8 out of 10. I thought confident Ben Davies, very assured, got forward really well, helped out with Tell with some underlapping runs, but really great kind of confidence on the ball. Not quite as good as Van Hecke, but pretty dominant. Didn't really put a foot wrong defensively. Helped out at times to kind of catch out Chelsea players with his really good reading of the game. And has a really solid display at centre-back for Ben Davies. So give him an 8 out of 10. Andy Robertson, maybe not quite as good. I'm going to give him a 4. Was really disappointing. After he came on against Sydney, showing what he's capable of going forward, I was really excited maybe to see him start his first game, but he was off the pace. I thought defensively he was gifting chances to Chelsea. There was one where a cross comes in the box and he tries to chest it back to KINSKY in a packed penalty area. Just poor decision-making and nearly gifted Chelsea a goal. Luckily, KINSKY bailed him out. I thought his touch was consistently off. I thought he just didn't get forward very well compared to the other game. He wasn't really helping out. He was helping out Tell, but he wasn't overlapping. He was kind of just hanging back and giving Tell an option to kind of pull it back to. But, he wasn't able to show off his crossing like he had in the previous game. And he just looked off the pace. So giving him a 4 out of 10, unfortunately. Lucas Bergvall, going to give him a 6. I think he was pretty solid. He grew into the game. I think he was kind of positive. charging forward quite a lot of the time, looking to progress the ball, using his physical attributes to hold players off and get forward. Yeah, I think he was pretty solid. Don't think he was anything outstanding, but I think I thought he was developing a little bit of a partnership with Tonali in that game. So I'll give him a 6. And Tonali, I'm going to give a bit higher. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he started quite sloppily, but as he grew into the game, he was really kind of coming into his own, and he was starting to dictate the play a bit. And he was doing these little one-touch passes to Bergvall, opening up the game when he had his back to goal. He was able to turn his pass led to the opening goal with a really incisive pass from to Solomon, and it was actually his high press that won the ball as well. Yeah, he was off the ball as well, really aggressive, winning good challenges. I thought he really grew into the game, and again showing what a class act he is. So 7 out of 10 for Tonali. Manuel Solomon, I'm going to give him a 7. I think good assist for the goal and constantly a bit of a threat, was taking on his fullback on the outside very consistently. Not maybe winning his battles as much as he was in previous kind of games this preseason. But what I like about Solomon, when he gets to that byline and he has the chance to put it back, he's more often than not finding an option, and he's showing quality. So fair play to Manuel. Positive display again. Got an assist. Yeah, obviously didn't mention Tonali. Obviously got the goal deflection, but yeah, I think got a good assist for that. So fair play to Manuel. 7 out of 10. Conor Gallagher, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Full of energy, flying into a challenge in the first half, which angered a lot of the Chelsea players. I thought he was a really positive influence, off the ball especially. On the ball, I think he is still lacking that bit of quality. I think that's fair to say. I don't think he is anything outstanding on the ball yet. Similar to what we've seen from Gallagher all throughout his time at Tottenham. Off the ball, just a bundle of energy, a nuisance to deal with for Chelsea, but on the ball, not horrendous, but just lacking that quality. I feel like when he's got his back to the play, his touch is really heavy, and it's making sure he has to get away from the player. He doesn't have confidence in himself, where if he has a small touch, he can hold someone off and turn, and he has to take a big touch into space to get away from his man, and it just kind of slows the whole play down. I think he needs to work on that. But off the ball, he was really good in a number of occasions, winning the ball high up the pitch and creating chances. So 7 out of 10. Tel, I am going to give Matisse Tel an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a really, really strong showing for Matisse Tel, and he's been one of the bright sparks in pre-season. I thought he was fantastic, and I thought his dribbling. I thought Palestra really, really struggled up against him. I thought he kind of didn't know what way to go when Tel was on the ball. He's really showing an increased physicality in terms of ability to hold people off and ability to take people on and actually get past players. And there was a couple of moments he wriggled in between Palestra and Fofana, creating an off-shooting opportunity. There was a moment in the second half he took it past 3 players on overrunning the ball lastly, and then there was another moment he went on a Ricky Villa-esque run, dancing into the penalty area before having weaving in and out defenders before having a shot saved from the Chelsea goalkeeper. I thought he was a threat throughout. What I liked about him as well, when he receives the ball out wide on left and there's not really an opportunity to dribble, he was still finding these little cute inside passes into the penalty box to ask different questions of Chelsea. A lot that he wasn't just passing it simply backwards. He was finding kind of little incisive passes to try and hurt Chelsea in a different way if he can't kind of dribble his way out of trouble. So I really like that, and I think he's been growing in pre-season. Really liked his performance. So 8 out of 10. Dominic Solanke, I'm going to give a 5. Was pretty anonymous. Was pressing okay. I thought he grew into the game last 10 minutes of the half while being taken off. But yeah, I thought it was tough for him. He kind of was isolated a bit. I thought when he actually started to drop deep and was getting found by the centre-backs, and he was actually receiving the ball in the kind of final third area, and then he was quickly laying it off to one of his colleagues, and then it would actually open up the play. So from that point of view, I could see what he was trying to do, but unfortunately, a lot of the time, just wasn't really involved. just let the game pass him by. So going to give him a 5 out of 10. Second half was, it's hard to give lots of different ratings because players played, lots of different kind of minutes. I'll talk about Kevin Danso. I'll give him a 2 absolute. 1. So I'll give him a 1. He was on for 1 minute. Probably even a 0 you should get, because he was on for 2 minutes and all he did was got sent off with an absolute bozo moment. It was just crazy what he did, letting the ball run across his body, knowing João Pedro's, then in a friendly, just let him score. It's better for Tottenham to prepare being a goal down than just going down to 10 men and having to part with that for a whole half and ruining the game. And that's exactly what he did, and it ended up kind of ruining the second half. We was kind of our Spurs sitting deep, and because we made so many subs, it's not like we can learn too much from. I know we defended deep, but it was a completely different team to what we would have during a regular Premier League game. So it's not even like we can learn that the team that we have can sit deep and defend, because our first team didn't even do that. So yeah, really frustrating that he got sent off, and a real bad bozo moment from him. Other notable substitutions, Richarlison came on at half-time, was a kind of fool's errand. I'm going to give him an 8 though, because he scored the winner right at the end. Brilliant finish. Right place, right time, pouncing on Jamie Donnelly's strike and getting the win. So I'm going to give him an 8. Malachi Hardy, I'm going to give him a 9. Really impressive ad. Came on the 54th minute and was really, really good. Defended with his body on the line, kind of kept Delap really, really quiet and really impressive. Confident on the ball again, and coming up against Premier League level opposition to perform the right way he did as an 18-year-old, even in a preseason friendly. I was really impressed yet again, and he's been one of the standouts of this tour. So I'm going to give him a 9. Brilliant for Malachi Hardy. I thought he was one of the standouts. Mikey Moore, give him a 6. Was tried his best on the right hand side, but couldn't really impact the game. With us down to 10 men, but defended well. Rio, I'm going to give a 7. Was only on for it was on for 20 minutes, but made a real impact. And he went on this amazing run during the game on the left hand side, cutting inside, curling an effort from 25 yards after carrying the ball about 30 yards, and nearly scoring an unbelievably world class goal. Unfortunately, couldn't quite do it, but that was a really, really good moment from him. Unfortunately, went off injured, so I don't know if we'll see him again in preseason. Looked like a hamstring injury, but we'll give him a 7 out of 10. Other obviously mentions: Luca Williams-Barnett got 15 minutes. Curtis Takai, Jamie Donnelly hit the post and got the assist for the goal, so good impact from him. And Tyler Ticky, obviously the other player coming on. So I'm not really going to rate the other players, but those are your player ratings for the game against Chelsea. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of the game, and what do you think of my player ratings? Are you looking forward to the rest of pre-season? Who has been your standouts of pre-season? I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below, who you've been really impressed with and who impressed you in this game. But we'll see you tomorrow in the studio. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.